Hey guys, it's Zach, and today I'm taking a look at Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 The Black Order. Now, this game is clearly the third installment in a series that has had 10 years between the second game and this one. This one is also a Nintendo Switch exclusive. I've played a little bit of both of the previous games, but it's been a while, so like most people, I'm going into this game basically fresh. Now, this is a beat 'em up game where you grab four members of the Avengers and other Marvel characters, and you stop Thanos from collecting the Infinity Stones. If this sounds a lot like the movies to you, don't worry. The storyline is different, and you go through different places in the Marvel Universe as it goes. Most of these places, at least in the beginning of the story, didn't get much light in the main movies, maybe some in other movies or in other TV series, besides the intro being Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, the game starts out with the Guardians and then moves on to Spider Man shutting down a prison break. So, it doesn't sound like the movies at all. Most of the gameplay you'll see is from this beginning period, with some being in the later stage. Also, when looking at the characters you unlock, there may be spoilers in case you don't want to know who you unlock and when. So, keep an eye out if you don't want that to be ruined. Now, like I said before, you grab four characters of your choice and go through the story. You can swap out these characters as you unlock them, but I stuck with my first set so far in my playthrough. Basically, because of I don't want to catch the other characters up with the level up, but the characters you do unlock will be at an average level for that form of level. Characters you unlock early will be like a level 6, where a character you unlock later in the game might be at a level 20. This game also features local co-op and I think online, but I have yet to try these out, but it's exciting to have a game like this where you can have people join you and play as you go along. Now, when you look at the characters, you'll see their stats as well as their special moves they've unlocked. You start out with just one special move and unlock more as these characters level up. These moves themselves can also be leveled up and enhanced as your character levels up. The characters have abilities that can pair up with different characters, creating synergy moves that can deal extra damage. For example, Wolverine's claws can get charged up from Thor's lightning, making a combo of fast lightning slashes. There's a lot going on here, and it really adds an extra level to this beat 'em up style of gameplay that can help you rack up combos and get out of a tough spot. Each character has their own ultimate gauge, that when it's filled up, you can unleash a super move. Other characters can join in with their super moves, adding some crazy chaos fun to these moves as long as their meters are filled up as well. You can have one other superhero join in on your super move, or you can have your whole team of four join in. This can make well timed moves save your butt when you really need it, or make quick work of a wave of enemies. Now, when you select your team, you can get a stat bonus based on what members you have. For example, if you have Thor, the Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, you'll get a bonus for Avengers. This is something I remember in the first game, but this bonus in the third game starts at having two complementing characters. So if I wanted that Avengers boost, I could just get Thor and the Hulk and still get a percentage of that boost. Now the boost increases based on how many members of that party you have. I like this because you can get different boost stats from different sets on the same team, and you're not stuck to having just the Avengers or just the X-Men. It adds a different level, and I really like it. Now, when leveling up, you can go into the lab where you have an upgrade web or a skill tree that you can select upgrades that will go onto your whole team no matter who you pick on that team. This could be something like 20 extra health or 10 extra durability points, and it's something you want to keep up on. I'm sure you could really go in depth with your playstyle and unlock them to benefit your team, but I really just unlock everything evenly. If I unlock one health increase, I'm going to unlock one durability increase, one stamina increase, and all the other ones before I go and unlock the next health upgrade. That's just how I choose to play. You can do about three upgrades every checkpoint in early stages of the game, so I would make sure you go and do that. Next, after the first two or so real stages in the game, you unlock the ISO 8 crystals. These are power-up items that you'll find randomly in gameplay. Most crystals will give you a percentage increase in one stat, and others will add one stat and take away from another. And then there's some crystals that will only work when certain conditions are met, like low health. I've been staying away from most of them and only equipping the ones that give you one stat boost and have no other requirements to meet. Like I said with the skill tree, I'm sure you can go really in deep with this, but I've just been trying to keep it simple. Once you've picked, now this game play is quick and easy. It's really a game that you can play nonstop or pick it up and put it down every other checkpoint. Either way you play, you're going to enjoy Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. The story is interesting and have some of your favorite characters and maybe a few you've never heard of. This game lends itself to co-op play with a team of 4, and they're all on the screen at one time, which could be confusing and leads to some bad camera angles at time, but this game is also really fun in single player. I mostly stick to using one character and having the AI use the other 3, but you can switch to any character in your team whenever you want during gameplay. The controls are simple yet smooth, leaving all the tricky parts of the fight up to your teammates, helping you out whenever you use a special move and creating this synergy attack. And you'll be able to jump in and help them whenever they use theirs. The gameplay is easy to pick up and feels good the whole way through. Most levels have some puzzle elements to break up gameplay and make sure you just don't rush the whole thing. Most of them are pretty easy trial and error puzzles that will slow you down a little bit, but not enough to get annoyed with. The bosses will also have one or two little tricks or puzzles that you will need to do in order to beat them or make fighting them a little bit easier in combat. When looking at the visuals in the game, I really love them. I feel like I'm playing through a Saturday morning cartoon. With the Marvel Cinematic Universe being as big as it is, some of the characters feel off, like Hawkeye and Star-Lord looking different from how we're used to seeing them on film, but the other superheroes usually stay in costume in a majority of the cutscenes, which doesn't create much of a problem. The one downside of the visuals I have is with the cutscenes. When you go through a cutscene, it will have a set amount of people in the cutscene, and your team doesn't always appear unless they're one of the pre-selected characters for that cutscene. It's kind of a bummer, but not a real deal breaker. Now, besides the story mode, there is the affinity trials, which are trials that you find along in the story but can go back to and do as many times as you like. Each trial has 3 different requirements, each with their own reward. This is a great way to unlock XP cubes and get some characters some extra XP if you're stuck on a boss, and think a couple of levels could help you. I usually do this a couple levels over the recommended for each trial, and I never do them when I encounter them throughout the storyline. I rather wait for the next checkpoint or if I want to take a break from the story. This keeps the game fresh and keeps you constantly doing something new. Most of these let you use your team when completing them, but some only have one character. These are called the solo trials. Most of the team ones are levels that you've beat in the story, and the solo ones seem to be a solo level playthrough, which adds different challenges because you don't have any of the synergy energy when it comes to the moves, and you don't have anyone to revive you. So it's a solo run through of a level that you may have already beat. The solo one I did gave me 2 Spider-Mans and a weird glitch. I did the Spider-Man solo trial, and when I went back to the next team trial, it put Spider-Man in the first slot of my party, even though he was already on my team in another slot. This gave me 2 Spider-Mans, which was really weird. Even though there's different Spider-Mans in the game, it was the same Spider-Man on my team. And this carried over even when I went back to the story mode. Now, all I have to do is switch out the character and it doesn't do the bug anymore. I don't know if you could exploit this, but it was just a weird bug I came across. And overall, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is a fun time. I recommend you pick this up, especially if you have a Switch with multiple owners. That way, everyone can play at the same time and enjoy it like you would with a Mario Kart or a Mario Party. Whether you're a big comic book fan or just like the MCU movies, you're going to enjoy this. The characters will be fun. You'll get to pick your favorite characters no matter what. But I want to know, what did you think? Did you pick up the game or did you plan on it? Who's your favorite character you use so far? Mine's Wolverine. Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.